evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Entrepreneurship in Focus. I'm your host, Marlon Joseph, and it feels so good to be back here in studio, coming to you live from Georgetown, Guyana. I must shout out to some of our loyal viewers, Sandy Taylor. I am seeing Sancha Halley and several persons joining. It is indeed a pleasure to have you guys joining with us. This evening is going to be phenomenal as we have got a customer service expert in studio that is super excited and ready to share information designed to help us grow. Remember to share the live stream so that you can help others access information so that they can grow and they can learn as iron sharpens iron, and together we win. This evening, it's my pleasure to introduce to Entrepreneurship in Focus for the first time, Mr. Rawle Dundas, and I'd like to welcome you to Entrepreneurship in Focus.
Marlon, thank you so much. It's been a long time. I know you've been at my case, and I just couldn't find the slot. Finally, we did. So It's an honor, man. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. I've been able to watch some of the programs. And so now to be here in studio with you. And welcome back. You've been traveling. So,
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Most definitely. So tell us, who is Rawle Dundas?
Wow. Now that I've gotten older with the gray hair and so on, now you're hearing big man, uncle, all that kind of thing. But I've been around for 5 decades plus in life. I've come through with a wonderful family. I have a great cadre of followers, if I may use that word, but I have 5 amazing kids and a lot of extended children. In the world of work, I started working in 1984, so that's going to date me right there. After I left school, Bishops, I went to work at Ghana Airways Corporations, and that's where a lot of my life is tagged to my time as a PK, which is a preacher's kid. I grew up as a preacher's kid, so I was very active in church and leadership and so on as a youth. And then GSC at the age of 18, and I jumped in there with my feet straight into the water, open any door, I'm willing, ready to go. I made a very bold statement at the age of 18 to my colleagues. I said, if I have the right team, I could run this company at the age of 18. That's the kind of heart and spirit I have.
I like it.
I'm not a very outspoken and seemingly bold person, but I love challenges. And a lot of what I am today, I learned through, as I said, my church days, Guyanese days, and then there was a bit of a period where I was dabbling with different companies after Guyanese closed. I was in aviation, I was in furniture manufacturing with Jocelyn Dow and Leanna Kane. And then I landed courts. Courts is where I really learned the corporate side of things. I was director in courts. And so, very rounded life. Outside of work, I'm involved in sports and church. And so, I love life. I mean, having you here, being next to you is awesome because in John Maxwell, I did that training in 2012, ironically just before I left courts. Now, it was prophetic because I was 5 years away from my 50th birthday, and I thought I need to do something before I reach 50. So I had this thing called 5 to 50.
Okay.
So I did the John Maxwell training during that period. And I said to myself, I'm going to leave courts in a year's time. I don't know what God had in store, but I said those words, and within a year, I left courts in March the following year. And I was thrown into the world of entrepreneurship.
Lovely.
So here I am. It's been an interesting ride since then. Yeah.
But I'm happy that you weren't one of the persons from course that used to be calling people
and
the outstanding balance.
Yeah. But that was very vital. People don't understand that that's how the company runs.
Yes.
It runs, yes, there's cash, but credit is where all the money is.
I heard you talk about venturing into entrepreneurship from course. Was there some kind of major activity in your life that made you pursue entrepreneurship per se? Because you could have moved from one location, one level of employment to another, but here you were choosing entrepreneurship.
Yeah, well, actually, I love transformation. I love dealing with people. And though the structure of courts was great, when I saw the opportunity, I thought, okay, this is my time, let me do this. My background has been customer service. I tapped on to John Maxwell, so I thought, actually, another secret that I haven't spoken about publicly is that this lady, Joyce, I'm sorry I forgot her name right now, but she's like the guru in customer service. Sinclair, Joyce Sinclair. She's the late Joyce Sinclair now. I was at an event that she was doing one time, and I said, I have to take over from her. It was a GCCI Chamber of Commerce event. And it so happened when I saw the opportunity, I thought, well, let me just go in and do it. I'll complement what she's doing, but I'll also bring my rich history from the Guyanese ways. I mean, in one of the best ways to talk and to exemplify customer service is aviation.
Yes.
And so I thought, you know what, let me just jump in and see how it goes.
Beautifully said. So you have a company called Professional Development Enterprise.
That's right.
Help us to understand some of the other services that you offer through that company.
Great. As you specified the words, I want to talk on that too, because professionalism is something that's not often spoken about in real terms or in the real way. The words are used loosely. Well, I'm a professional. What is a professional? Sometimes it's seen as someone who has a nice fancy job. But really, everyone who is being paid to do a job, you're a professional, you're a pro. Remember, amateurs do any old thing and they don't get paid. Once you're being paid and you're trained, you really should be a professional. So I wanted to develop persons and companies so that they will be offering services alongside their products and experiences that really cut to a different level of interaction. And so I thought, you know, I want to just do that. The whole professionalism is, as I said, I tagged the customer service, excuse me, and then I brought in the leadership. I talk a lot about leadership. I'm hoping to get to really break through the ceiling, because as I have the opportunity here today, I'll say that we don't have a lot of leaders in Guyana, across the world. I'm not just saying Guyana alone. And that's why I'm so happy to be part of the John Maxwell team, because people are in leadership position, but the basic understanding of leadership is that I care for people. I grow people. I help people to come up to my level and beyond. And so we don't have enough leaders around who can competently lead a team. Yes, you see growth in some companies. Yes, you see growth in some people, but it gets a point in the plateau. Leadership helps you to break through that ceiling. And so I offer coaching on the John Maxwell wing, coaching, training, and speaking. I've been doing speaking ever since I've been much younger, as I said. Since I came off on my own, I do speeches at graduation ceremonies and as is needed, various places. The coaching has not been a highlight of what I do, but recently a guy who I coached about 6 years ago called me back and said, I need some more work. My business is growing, I'm having some challenges. I also offer masterminding sessions, which primarily deals with personal development, communication, which is very critical. And of course I was doing it live like everything else up until 2020. And then came that big situation.
Go for it.
And so what we're doing now is primarily online, but that has quietened down for a bit. I'm pushing customer service. Why? You haven't asked me that yet, but you mentioned it in the intro.
No, we're coming to that.
Let me not get ahead of myself. But yeah, so as I call it, soft skills training, or people skills, because a lot of people are trained, they go to work for a company, they're trained how to work in the business, whether it be the technical areas, but they are rarely trained how to lead, how to work in a team, and how to interact properly with the customers. That's the packages. Those are the packages I offer.
We keep hearing about a difference between a manager and a leader. How can somebody who's a manager evolve to be a leader?
First of all, desire. A lot of people get into position and feel, oh, I've arrived, so now I can deal with them. No. You're not arrived to deal with them. You've now ascended because it appears your experience, your knowledge of the job makes you someone who's going to help to lift the team to be a winning team. And so you have to realize that you are now not just involved working alongside others who are being instructed. You're now in charge, and not just instructing, but leading and influencing. And that's what leadership is all about. So you move from being someone who's just following the system and doing what you're told and being a nice staff member, team member, employee, to being now the person who has to make the decisions. And it's now on your shoulder. So you have to manage your time well, manage the responsibilities, manage the people, and of course the systems too. So it all is a greater package than just running with what the system says.
So there are all the competencies that must be learned if you want
Definitely.
to be able to effectively help the team grow to achieve their vision and their mission.
Yeah, because, communication is one of those things that people think, oh, you speak, you hear, you've communicated. No. When you leave the room and do exactly what we agreed to, okay, that's communication, because the end result is what was agreed. So oftentimes people communicate and instruction is passed. If it isn't done, you're going to take it over. As a leader, you don't take back the job. You delegate effectively, and then the staff are going to learn through the delegation process. So as a communication delegation go hand in hand. Time management is more so personal management. And that's what I've been promoting a lot recently, been talking to companies. Don't just do a training session for your staff. Help them to understand how they can be better persons. And when I help to develop a better person for you, you can see a better employee. And so managers should exemplify that. Sorry, leaders should exemplify that. In the managerial space, you should make sure whatever you're doing, your staff are looking, whether you know or not, they're looking at you. Are you proud? Are you going to be proud enough to feel that they will do what you're doing and it's going to be good? Or are there things that are shady that you hope they don't do? You know, like they say, do as I say, not as I do. No, that's not a leader. Whatever I say, I mirror it within my walk. The walk and talk must match as a leader.
There's also a saying that I'm only responsible for what I see, not for what you understand. So if I say this and then you go and you understand something different that you don't deliver, then you'll be sanctioned.
No. And that's where communication is a two-way street. But especially as the one who is promoting it, if I'm the leader speaking to you, I want to ensure when you leave, you're not going to get in trouble, and I don't have to come back and do your work. So I want to make sure you understand. Tell me back what I just said. What do you understand you're going to go and do? Also, once I've built that relationship with my team member, which is critical as a leader, you build relationship, then you're not going to want to leave and have to come back and say, it's what you say again. You're going to also ask questions, so you will look good when you leave to do the work. So trust is developed also along with that in that communication sense. So no, when I speak and you're finished and you leave my presence, you must be on the same page. You're not going to come back and say, what you say again? Or what you really want me to do? I didn't understand. So it takes some time, really.
Because I've been interacting with a few business owners, and they will tell you, particularly when they are young people and people coming into business, many of them will tell you, me get time for these long greetings and good morning, welcome to the organization, or maybe assist you today. They won't get to the point. And even the employees, nothing in sticking and training, they ain't taking no training, they custom to the old ways. So you not just gotta be hard, you gotta just demand from them, you gotta be stern with your systems, that they do this, that they do that. And it becomes a challenge on the business owner because the employees are doing one thing, as well as some people, according to them, the customers expect poor service.
That's horrible. I've heard that said, Marlon. That's ridiculous. Here's a simple thing. Which one of us, two of us here, we got staff in the room, expects horrible service? Nobody. No. Every session I've done, I ask a question. How many of you here will be okay with just ordinary, as I say, ordinary service? Nobody. And yet, we don't do it for others. And so I think customer service is easy. I tell people, if people understand, I won't have a job, you know? But no, customers do not expect horrible service. They deserve the best experience every time.
I like it. And I made note of a particular quote that came from Bill Gates, who said, your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. But apparently many of us take it to heart and we understand the wrong thing. Because I'm going to use an example here. There are many companies, both large and small, where there are tons of customer service challenges.
Yes.
And customer service has been a topic for a number of years, but how do we actually get it right?
Well, the mindset must change. Marlon, I've been really focusing now on the mindset. And that's why I've moved from just speaking about customer service to the experience. The experience includes the service transaction. I come to buy some water, you say, here you are, $10, I collect the money, go along. There's no good morning, sir, how you do? There's no smile, there's no interaction, everything. Is that all you want? You want a cold, you want a hot one? There's nothing else. And so there's no nice experience, but you've gotten the thing. That's customer service, satisfaction. But the experience makes you now become a loyal customer, makes you become a marketeer. So I felt so good in your presence, I didn't even realize how much money I spent. But when I go in the taxi or go home to my family, I'm telling them about the experience I had at Marlon's Bakery. And everybody's going to go, yeah, where you want to buy bread? You're going to buy Marlon. Because of the experience, not just because you bought bread or bought water, because of how they made you feel.
Relationship building business.
That's it. That's the major difference.
Interesting. So what do you then say to companies who will tell you, we want things like leadership and customer service training, we want things to teach people about sales, how to make money, how to interact with the public. Nothing but customer service, nothing but leadership, being one another.
If you plant a seed in ordinary soil, it's going to grow to a point. If it's soil that's arable and you've got it in the manure and whatever fertilizer and so on, it's going to grow better. You're going to get better fruits, better yields. You're going to get more seeds and you can grow more. If you're content with the current growth of your company, well, we may have a tough discussion. But if you're at a point where you've grown and you want more because you realize that the landscape is changing, more persons are coming, customers, more clients, more opportunities are there, there's competition, then you're going to want to be able to break through the ceiling. And the difference maker, Marlon, is a customer experience program. Not just customer service, because as I said, everybody gives customer service. The difference maker is from the top, we realize that if I don't treat my staff well, they're not going to treat the customer well. If I don't train my staff, then they're going to give okay service every now and then. Everyone in every company, well, not everyone, in every company, we do maintenance on our ACs, on the generators. At home, we do maintenance on certain things, the motorbikes or cars, we do maintenance. We don't do maintenance on our people, Marlon. That's the difference maker. So you're going to get to a point and there's going to be a breakdown.
I love it.
Our staff are going to leave. And you're going to say, well, this staff hard is, these young people. It is your responsibility as a leader to ensure that you show them the value of working with your company. It starts internally first, and then it goes out to the customer.
And that's why there's a saying that your employees are your first customers.
They are your first customers.
If
and
you
they're
treat them
major
nicely, they
assets.
stay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I'm sorry to cut you, but you spoke with the complaints or something, with one of the quotations. When those customers are irate or upset or so on, it gives you a chance to see what you're doing wrong. A lot of times the issue is not your staff necessarily. It's some problem they came in with, but you made it worse. Or maybe it was a problem that indeed was with your company, but you didn't listen carefully to resolve that issue. It's all about the customer raising a voice, and these people, no, let's listen to what the actual issue is and resolve that. Plus, if you have had surveys done, collect that information. Data now becomes fuel for your training programs. So now you can change systems where necessary. You may also see trends developing, because some companies have systems in place from way back when I was a little boy, and they don't want to change because it worked then. It's not working now. And you can only tell based on the response, the feedback you're getting from your customers, sometimes when they're upset.
I also think that many people are functional but not fulfilled, and particularly those that are in the front line, because you're going to be in a position that is interacting with the public, and as soon as you come to work, your face sour. When you're interacting with customers, you will think that the customer will do something. And it goes beyond. I think customer service is more than something that you can train, and it has to be a lifestyle.
It has to be.
You can't switch it on and switch it off when you go get out there, because the same sort of people see you on the road, and they will judge you, and they will link you to this particular organization. And it's one grand shindig, one grand hullabaloo, if you call it that. So it has to be a lifestyle that persons have to develop an attitude over time, and it has to come natural, because there's some people you can tell when they're trying to put on, and they're trying to bring a show, and it looks so fake.
Again, back to love and passion and lifestyle, Marlon. And I don't want to talk about people's homes or their home, their families. But if you have challenges at home, it's tough to come to work and be nice. But you have to then manage your mind, your behavior, your aura. So when you come to work, this is where you're making most of the money. Here's where you spend most of your waking time. And so you want to come to work with a spirit that helps to lift the environment and give you a good day. And even talking about, use a simple example. Only today someone told me that they were driving past where I live, and I just crossed the road. I was going to Bounty, and there were two little boys sitting out there, and I gave them a pound. I said, "Wow, you noticed that?" I'm like, imagine if I had said, "Move from here." Well, that's Mr. Dundas, So you have to be that way all the time. And sometimes at home you may be, when you're different. Some of the personality quirks do come out. But you have to desire to provide exceptional service consistently.
And some persons have to overcome their shyness. And I'm getting that from Margaret. Because many times you go into organizations, people know exactly what needs to be done and how they should operate. But somehow they're not doing it.
That's why the manager/leader must lead by example. When you come, if you're an owner or a leader of your company, whatever title you have, when you come to work, what do you tell your staff? Morning, or good morning, Marlon, how you doing? How's your wife doing? How's the child? I remember your son had a fall yesterday when you had to go home. Is he all right now? Or maybe the staff was sick and they're now back at work. Are you fine? I know you come back to work, but everything good. Are you on medication still? It's a birthday. Don't just buy a cake. Show some affection, show appreciation to the people you work with. And that way, they are going to gravitate towards you. Sometimes you don't even have to pay them, Marlon. I guarantee you, buy a pizza and a 2-liter drink, stay back with them half hour in the afternoon, and you with them, you can get a lot of work done. They won't even worry about the overtime. So it's about relationship again with the
True.
people.
Customer service can be shown in several different ways. For instance, I was interacting with a gentleman last week, and he was giving me an overview of how they operate at their company. He said he would have changed several things. Many companies, when you go to them, you barely find parking. And if you find a parking, it's somebody corner, some bad parking.
Yeah.
You get it worse with the parking. Which in their parkings that are earmarked, CEO, deputy manager, and so on. They get the best of it. And the customer gets the bad.
Can't park.
So what they would have said, they move out all of that. These parkings are for customers. Even if the CEO come in, you gotta move.
I like that. Some companies have that mantra where there's no designation, even on the desk on the door. There's no CEO on the door, on the desk. We all staff members, all team members. I like that concept. That's nice.
Yeah, so when you look at an organization, you must be able to feel welcome. They must make it easy for you to come and do business. And a lot of times it's difficult for persons to reach out to businesses and to be able to access services when you're calling them. And this happens. Oh my gosh! If it's not the answering machine, you speak with one person, they collect your information, and then they put you on to somebody else, and you have to explain to that person.
Cold
they put
transfer.
You on.
Oh my gosh!
And all of that is time going, is credit going, and the person's frustrated by the time they meet to that person.
That's why training is so essential. You see, and it's not just about a classroom session. I keep saying it's about an ongoing process of training your staff, classroom. Examples by the leaders, surveys being done, you follow up to see what change has happened when you do the staff appraisals on a quarterly basis or every 2 months, or even without the official appraisal, there should be interactions with your staff to show what has been going well and where you might have messed up and how can we work to change this, Marlon. So the staff see that you're looking to help them, not looking to bring them down. A lot of people in positions of leadership, they often look to see what's wrong. When you messed up here, you messed up there. No. We don't do anything right. When you do the right thing, wonderful stuff. It opens the door for those tough conversations later on.
And as we were also talking about service and improving service, we want to turn our attention to the screen. There you will see a business posted an information about a product. And days and weeks pass, and persons have been asking for information, asking about price, asking for location and stuff, and there's no response. And that continues to happen. You would see an amazing product on Facebook, and then people are asking price. And as a customer looking on, this business is unresponsive. I'm going to look somewhere else.
Right. You see, that's where the word experience again comes in. Oftentimes we think about the transaction, the items in the store, or we got on the Facebook page. How does it look in the store? Remember, courts, you have to be dusting down every day, every minute, you're dusting down. At one point, we're doing stuff in Purica, and because of the dust, the staff has to keep dusting, but you want to make sure the product is nice and clean. No, it's no longer just the store. Online is part of your store. You look at people always with the phone in their hand. So now you should realize that if my company is online, that's an extension of my company.
Yes.
I need to ensure that the customers are being spoken with, that the products are updated, the prices are changed and everything. So this is part of the extension. So the experience now includes online interactions. So someone should be identified who will be looking at your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your LinkedIn pages, whichever tool you use on social media. That's one that's being left aside too often. And I know that a lot of young companies springing up now, saying that we can help. But now we don't want to pay these young people, but it's vital. Many persons prefer the experience, the convenience of dealing with, I'm going to see what's available on the phone, I go in the store, it should be there, pick it up, pay, and I'm gone. So they may double up in maybe what we call a combined level of interaction. But you must keep your online information up to date.
But what are your views on customer service in Ghana? Because year come, year go, some of these organizations are not changing, they're not evolving, they're not improving. What are your thoughts?
Well, that's a huge question. We have enough time to ask that one, but I tell you what, let's
try
put it
not
this
to
way.
call names.
Yeah.
But I know people know exactly.
I can call companies that are doing a really great job. One company I've actually done training with, so I'll call them first John Lewis Tiles.
Okay.
Simply different. And I actually checked to see if what they were saying is true.
Lovely.
The way they treat the customers and so on. And I got feedback that yes. And then I was talking to a colleague, and he says he went into this store, Riaz Computers, I think it is. He said it was like if you're shopping at Apple stores in the US.
Riaz is
I've been there, and I've done business there too. It's really good. So we do have examples of exceptional service in Guyana. But what's going to be good for us now, besides us having this interaction and stuff getting out there, and other persons helping with customer service training, is that companies are coming to Guyana. Tourists are coming to Guyana. People are coming for business seminars, whatever they're coming for. And their expectations are different. They're not coming to the third world country anymore. They hear we got the fastest growing economy, blah, blah, blah. So they're expecting a different kind of experience. So from the taxi not even from the taxi, from the immigration officer, or from the first person to see on the air, after they come off the aircraft, we as a country needs to put in our heads now, we are no longer just another country. We are a fast rising country that's under the limelight. And so people are looking at every little thing we do. It's great to talk about tourism, hospitality, and customer service, but it must not just be a buzzword. We must be directly promoting a lifestyle, an experience with every customer. Every citizen must now embrace this. And no matter your company, how big it is or how small it is, if it's a taxi you have or whatever you're doing as a sweeper, everyone must honor what they're doing. Stop littering. That's part of the problem we have, the image that we are creating. It's not just when you go to a fancy place and see, wow, the Kaicho Falls. It's about driving on the route or flying overboard somewhere. You're seeing things that are staining our image. So we have to now change our behaviors, change our mindset. I'm not going to be littering anymore. I'm going to say good morning with a smile. And I'm just going to say morning. You're going to be genuine. How was your day today? You're going to go the extra mile because people expect it. And we can do it. It's not that we can't. We know how to speak well.
Very much.
If we migrate somewhere, so we go to ask for something in a fancy place, we can talk fancy and say,
Very
can
much.
I have that, please? I want that one. We can do it.
You know, right?
So we need to change our behavior and realize that's important because the demand has lifted. People are coming together and looking for a certain service. We can do it.
I like it.
And I can help them.
I like it, and I love the new approach from a customer service to customer experience.
Yes.
Because it sets a tone for persons to be able to understand what kind of experience do I want customers to feel when they come to my location.
Right.
How do I want to be remembered?
That's it, Marlon.
And paired with branding. Because that can go far away.
Yeah.
Many people need to move away from just having a sale to the relationship business, really build that strong relationship with their customers, and there are different ways in which people can do that. And tapping into the training services that you were able to offer. And I love the fact that you're working with businesses in Guyana to help them come up to scratch, because I feel a lot is still needed.
Definitely.
Several of the big organizations, you will hear lots of people complaining about waiting in lines long, and sometimes peak hours you have two persons working at the counter and all kind of things, and Ghana is developing, and you'd want to know why isn't certain times changing. Many people here in Guyana, they lunch hours from 12 to 1. And the organizations that they need to use the services, they're also taking lunch from 12 to 1.
Which is ridiculous, and it starts in a lot of the public services too, sadly. And that's what some staff come out today and they go into the private sector with the same type of behavior. Back to leadership. There's a disconnect too oftentimes between the leadership and the actual rank and file staff. But those rank and file staff who talk to the customers know much more about the reality of what's happening in the business. And the leaders who are just looking at the figures and want to meet head office. And yeah, it's good to have plans and targets and so on. But what's happening in front is going to help to grow your business even more. Having training and follow up on training as against just having a session and you tick off the training budget. No, you are part of the training. Doing surveys on a regular basis and following up on the information gained. From the head down, I promote having not just a customer service staff. Everyone is customer service staff. But you should now have a customer experience program, which includes maybe a department. Or 1-2 persons are looking at those things. You look at every aspect of the business. You walk in the morning, you look at the parking lot, if there's paper on the ground or leaves on the ground. If there's a sign that's supposed to have OPEN lighted, but only the O is lit. So you just have, or the pen is lit and there's no O. Every little thing makes a difference, Marlon. And it has to become a new culture where we appreciate the fact that if it was me, I would have wanted the best. So you know what? I'm going to give the best. I'm now part of one of the richest possibly richest countries in the world, and it just changed my game. You know, and it can be done. It's in us, man.
You know, right? I remember looking at a video sometime last week, and the person was saying, and they were addressing all these people that work in restaurants, waiters and stuff. That when we go to your restaurant, when it's a birthday or anything, or when we just go, we invested in dressing up, ensuring that we here, do meals and everything, whatever it is. We come to be treated nice and be treated like a VIP, not to be interacting with people and getting sour face and like you know them personally.
Yeah.
So that is what's there, and I remember as you spoke about persons being at the bottom, and some of them are great service people and they know exactly what needs to be done. I remember working at a particular organization and wanted to develop and wanted to grow and going beyond boundaries and trying the best to be what I can be. But it was me alone within that field, and it was a struggle until I eventually participated in your mastermind program, which gave me motivation, and I was able to transition. Help us understand, or other persons to understand about your mastermind program and how it can help them in their journey of life.
Beautiful, Marlon. Thank you so much. I talk about you a lot. I don't always remember the exact date when you were there, 2018 or whenever it was, years ago, when you did speak about your challenges. And there are other persons who have come to the mastermind sessions, and I really push on the personal development, because if you can see your true value, one of the laws is the law there's the law of intentionality, which is the first one. And then there's the law of the mirror, where you see yourself, and law of awareness. I'm trying to remember this now. So we have to know who we really are. And that's where the struggle was for you, because you knew yourself. You wanted to do things, get things done, but around you, you're in the wrong environment. So if a shark is in a small tank, it's going to grow as big as the tank. Now look at what you've done since you left that place where you were working. And so I help persons from my own experiences, and because it's a mastermind, persons in the group also share, because we're like-minded persons. So they share and people grow together. And I know that you, I mean, still have persons that you've done with in the mastermind session are still connected with. And so once you come out from that, you have the tools, you have the encouragement. I'm always your friend after that. You know, so it's a decision that one makes. I talk about the law of intentionality. A lot of people say, I want to change, I'm having challenges, I want to grow, but they don't want to spend the money. It wasn't a free course. You invested your time and your money in that. You got information, you got tools, you got persons that you can collaborate with, and you've took the step, right? So again, like I mentioned with the training, it's not just about a session you do or a training course I did. What do you do with the information afterwards?
Exactly.
So you come into a mastermind intent on sharing, but also gaining with people of like mind. I used John Maxwell's material. The book that we worked with was 15 Inviolable Laws of Growth. I do it one on communication, which is everyone communicates if you connect. I have done with a few companies, and some are called Grace Kennedy, and I can't remember another company, or Guy Oil actually, with their leadership. I use this Maxwell's book, Leadership Gold. And so we go through that, not just to read a page, but how can I fit this into my life, into my industry, into my role in my business? And so I use my experiences, people share their experiences, and then they're open enough about their challenges and how do I fit this into me? And then you apply it. Once you apply, you can see the changes, Marlon. That's really critical.
I believe everybody has greatness within them.
Oh, definitely.
But we need assistance in awakening it or realizing it. And that is what I believe that program can help persons to do. Understand who they are, understand their calling, their purpose, and help them to function better. Move from being just functional to being fulfilled, maximizing opportunities that are available. Because many of us, we go through life and it is boring, it's meaningless to some extent, because there's a longing for us. We want more, but we don't know how to tap into where to look for how to get there. And this program can help us significantly.
Yeah, I'm happy to be able to do that because I also grow through it. I am not Mr. Know-all. I'll tell you what to do. I learn from these things too, and life is about growth at all times. And I can tell of stories of persons who have gone from their challenges to positions in, just someone who was in government. Someone actually ended up in government. I know of someone who had challenges in their marriage and came out of the marriage and is a better person now, promoting divorce. But you have to make decisions for yourself. That's going to help you to grow and accomplish what's inside you. And too many times we're stuck in other people's routine and we're doing what they say is good for us. and we're not living our dreams, fulfilling our dreams, and we're stuck. And stuck, they say, could be a good place if you realize where you want to go. So now you want to come out from that stuck position. So it comes with that level of understanding. Here's where I am. And one of the things that one of the laws to deals with mentoring and coaching. And as you mentioned, you can't do it on your own. You need help. No man is an island. And you need help to see certain things. You look yourself in the mirror, but then you transform. You make the change. You take the steps. And I'm happy that you bring that up, because it brings me back to the whole thing that a better person is a better staff.
Yeah.
So I'm telling companies, don't just do a customer service training program. Do personal development. You'll be amazed to see how your staff are going to be different. So.
Awesome. And how long does this mastermind program goes for?
This is 8 weeks. That one on $15 is 8 weeks. Well, 8 sessions, 1.5 hours per session. So you end up getting, 12 hours? Currently, I'm only charging $18,000 for that. Next year, I'm going to review my prices. So I'm doing some changes too. So quality will also go up, and demand. And so yes, you have access to the book, the material on the book, and we go through every chapter in the book. And at the end of that period, assessment is ongoing. There's no exam, but because you're open at the end of it, or even before, some people. I had a session this year where someone within the first week realized that there's something she wanted to do that she wasn't doing. And she went and she did it. And the second week she told us about, she just did it. Because we tell persons, say these words, do it now, do it now, do it now. And she did it. She broke through what she was halting on, got it done. And then within 1 week, she came and said, I'm so happy. I took the leap. And I felt it already in 1 week.
Yeah, that is one of the things that stood out to me. And I would have spoke about it a few weeks ago about the do it now.
Do it now, right.
Many times we're procrastinating, we know what to be done, but we're just lazy and putting do it now signs all over the place.
Yeah.
So as you see, it's do it now. What do I have to do?
And
you get up and you take action. And then there was one that somebody said the other day, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get it, something like that.
Okay, yeah. Whatever it takes to make you get up from that bed or that position, that place where you're just comfortable in the box. No one gets hurt if you stay in the box. Yeah, but then once you come out, you're going to stumble, you might fall, you hit yourself, you hurt yourself. But okay, that's the learning experience. A lot of people are scared of that. I don't want to get hurt. Well, we were small kids growing up, all of us hit our head while we were growing. All of us fell down while we learned to walk, right?
No, but one of the things I often ask people, but I want to say it and say it slowly for emphasis. Imagine you living your entire life the wrong way. There was so much more in store in life for you.
Yeah.
But you tried, you second guessed yourself. You played it safe. You didn't take any risk. You follow all the rules. Nobody's ever been great by following all the rules.
Exactly. So you lived a limited life.
And there was so much more in store.
And you used a word earlier that I really love, fulfillment.
Yes.
So you miss the fulfillment. You go through life satisfied, which is okay, but for me, unacceptable. Satisfaction is too easy. Everybody gets satisfied. You want to be fulfilled. That's a double dose. You got it. It shows on your face. It shows how you walk. You may not be at Bill Gates or the richest man in the world, but you live differently because you're fulfilled.
And if we want to stretch it further, we say you got to be hungry.
That's Jim Rohn.
Entrepreneurship. You can't be satisfied. You
gotta be
be comfortable. You got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're the persevere and push.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things I really love about the program, and I think persons should definitely take advantage of it. I know that there's a session coming up shortly.
Well, the session coming up shortly is on customer experience. I'm not going to do the next mastermind until probably early January, because I'm talking with them. I should probably try one in December to see if people gift themselves that end of year, especially with the personal development. There's one I also did on living your dream. Which I done many years ago. It was not one that I really promoted, but I don't have one right now on the laws of growth. But in 2 weeks' time, I'm doing a customer experience. You touched on that, and I wasn't going to do it, and I thought, you know what? I did twice already for the year. I said, let me do one more before Christmas. So at least our customers who are going to be shopping for Christmas, not just going through, pick up the thing and they leave and they're gone. They get the thing. They must go into stores during the Christmas season. They must go into minibuses, wherever they go for and have an experience. I talk about 3 H's very quickly. And this is just a tip. No one else talks about 3 H's. If you hear 3 H's, it's from me, right? Anytime you go into a business place, you must leave as one of three or all three H's, which is something in your hand.
Okay.
So you've bought something, you got the item, or you got a ticket you paid for, you got a ticket for the experience later on, the service. So something in your hand. Then there's something in your heart, right? You feel good, and your head. Sorry, I got it wrong. Your head. So you saw a promotion, so you're gonna come back for this item because it's gonna be on sale next week, or they got a special on next week. So an intention to come back is in your head. But the best part of me is the other H is your heart, where you leave feeling that emotional connection has been made. Marlon and his company really cared about me. He's the boss, and he opened the door and let me out and says, "Thanks so much for coming, man. Have a nice day." The staff helped me to the car. They went the extra mile. They saw me running, and instead of saying me close, they opened the door and allowed me to come in just for the last sale. And so you leave an impact on their heart. They feel good. I am loved and appreciated. One of those three H's or all three.
You're not even talking. I reflect on the Riyadh Computer Center because you're doing a phenomenal job down there. You feel like a VIP, like you're shopping with the elites.
Yeah.
Because they open your door and it's like they roll out the red carpet and they start with you, take you there and one of the good marketing strategy is while they're paying your bills and bringing your item, you're looking around.
Right.
So anything else you want to purchase,
exactly.
you get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and so as it works and it helps you to understand that when you really spend time on the experience, you get an advantage of more sales. People spend money without thinking, and then they're like, did I spend all that money? Yeah, because I felt so good, I didn't hold back. I like to say that also price is an advantage you gain with exceptional experiences. So you can raise your price, people are not gonna have a problem with it. But if you raise your price and the service is poor, they're gonna look somewhere else. And they say, bye-bye, you want to raise your price, you treat me properly, you can lose out.
Yeah. So when persons come, there's several reasons persons come. And I've been also come to business, and I've been also telling people, persons can come to your business because one, of the service. 2, they can come because the price. 3, they can come because they see you as a person that they're able to connect with and your story. And that can only become by you being genuine. And there's several reasons people come to your business. So when you understand why they come and you're able to meet them and you're able to fulfill their needs and super exceed it.
Oh, I like that. Super exceed it. Yeah.
Maybe because they're just saying about promising and then over delivering, which makes them feel
which is good. But when you're doing exceptional service experiences every day, you don't need to under promise and over deliver. You're over delivering every day. And people come there for that wow factor. They come to be delighted. So not just being satisfied, they're now being delighted. So you don't say, well, we're going to under promise and over deliver, because when you're under promise and you're operating below your standards, when you have that standard set and you keep it consistently all the time, people know when they come there, it's going to be wow. The door is open, the AC works good, it smells nice, really good, really. I had an experience like that in Linden, a relatively small hotel in years of experience. R&R, I'll mention them. When I pushed the door, I know about them, I had not been there. I spent years in Linden, never went there. When I pushed the door, the smell, good smell, the AC wasn't too cold. And it was just beautiful. And the staff was there with a smile. My form was ready for me to fill out as I was checking in. And then they said, okay, don't worry, I'll do the rest for you. I have your ID card here. And like, wow. And then they took me up to my room. It's just excellent. So even small places, based on how you train your staff and the image you portray to your staff, you can provide exceptional experiences.
I love it. So how can we assist some of these big businesses to implement some of these systems to be able to work and to really meet people? Yeah. Particularly those that are calling, that are supposed to be serving the public.
Well, Marlon, one thing came to me and said, how can we, I talk about the word collaborate. I know you offer services also, and I know you. If you have clients that said, man, we heard this, can we work together? I'm willing to come on board with you and work to help lift the programs that are being currently offered, to bring that tweak with the customer experience, and to help with the surveys. When you do mystery shopping surveys, then you get the real answers, because no one knows who's there checking. And because when the boss shows up, everybody does the right thing. When a mystery shopper shows up, you behave this normal way and I score you, and then I can respond and let you know what happened. Or I can do call-in surveys, or we do exit surveys, which are, that's like 5 or 6 questions as the customer's leaving the store, maybe even 4. Get a fair idea as to how they felt in the store, in the place of business. And so I think that's one of the things, collaborating. I'm going to be doing more of these CX events, as I said. The last couple of years, I've done like 2 per year. This is the first year I'm doing 3. Next year, I'm going to do at least 1 a quarter. But beyond doing this, the thing about the CX event that I do is just 4 hours. And it's like a taster, because you cannot change people's behavior in 4 hours. So I'm willing to come into your company, assess your staff, see where the challenges lie, and we can work through the changes to get the eventual transformation. You know, transformation, no butterfly ever goes back to be a caterpillar. So once we have worked and we've transformed your staff and your company, it's going to just keep growing from there. You know, and so I appeal to leaders to really see the value of their staff and have them fine-tune at all times, regular maintenance, as I mentioned, and set an example from the top. But let's talk. A lot of times people say, well, we don't have money for that, we can't do that. There's not too much money for anything. We have spent money on ourselves, whether it be to travel, to do a course, to buy clothes, to dress a certain way, to smell good. We have to do it if you want to purchase a certain image. If you want your company to go beyond where it is right now, invest in it. Don't worry about the price yet. Let's talk. Let's have an engagement and see where the needs are. And we can stretch out over a couple of months, because that's how the growth is going to happen. Don't tell me, well, just do a half-day session being okay. It won't be okay, half-day session. It might be cheaper that way for you, but after the half-day, let's come back another month and see what has happened, you know. And so my number, I don't know if you want me to give it now, if you put it there, but 600-0112. And I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, 600-0112. I'm building out now. After a long time, I'm finally building out. And next year is going to be massive for me and for those who are with me. But I'm eager to do whatever I could, even during Christmas. They say during Christmas people don't do much training, but if they're available, let's do it.
Yeah, because that was my next question. What can we expect in the years to come from professional development?
Oh, yeah, Marlon. I did some work with a young man who is another agency I was involved in. I was impressed with this young man. And I've been doing my CX events on a regular basis, and I would take pictures, but I never did videos that can be used afterwards. So I said, you know what, based on the way his interview skill and so on, so let me try him and see how he does it. He did a fantastic job. As a matter of fact, he posted, one of the videos that I did was posted, and it has gotten excellent reviews. That was his work.
Lovely.
And then another guy I collaborated with, he called this guy in to do some work for an event that he had. And he had 2 young ladies who were working to help with the social marketing. And so he recommended, use these girls. And so with time being short, I said, let me just talk to them and see if we can do something in 3 weeks. And we jumped on, and we're going to do this in 3 weeks. And I'm already impressed with what I'm seeing. And so I told them, listen, they told me 1 month. I said, we're going to go beyond 1 month. I already paid off. I already gotten my what's called bang for the buck, in 1 week's interaction. And so because of that, it helped me to really put some things together. And I know that in next year, I can use them and the other persons who I have been talking with, who can come on board to really drive the business on that level. Because Ghana needs it, the companies need it, and it's more than just the businesses, it's the people in the businesses. And that's where the holistic packages I offer come in.
Awesome. So I know you've been in operation for several years.
Yeah.
Were there any major recognitions or so on that you would have received?
In operation for so long, what have I received? Well, most of the things I received came through people who were in training with me and surprised, just like, thank you. And some places they give you a nice package based on what the company produces. But I did training with Nan Prasad Limited in Berbice years ago. They were preparing for the ISO 9000. And when I went back the second time, they gave me a plaque which says Life's in Session. Let's do it, something like that. One of John Max says, wow. So I've gotten some recognition in that regard. I was a lion, and I've gotten rewarded for my service as a lion also. I'm getting back into lionism very soon. So those have been accolades, and nothing to put on the wall anywhere, but I'm happy, that when the simple things come through, I just say, wow, thank God, people actually realize. for me, my biggest trophy, Marlon, is to see the change of a life. Yours is one. You know, I see lives change, companies grow. When this young man called me and said, you know, I want to go to the next level with my company, he says, man, Doc, don't train the staff yet. Deal with me first, and then we're going to roll out for training. Awesome. You know, so those things are my biggest trophies.
I like it. And I'm very impressed with the work that you're doing through Professional Development Enterprise. And I'm very happy that several companies, because I know in the past many persons have been somewhat neglecting training, saying if they train the people and they move on. But I think we're moving a bit past that.
Oh yeah, it's changing. I've got Wartzilla on this weekend. Somebody said Wartzilla. I said, yeah, they're still here. They had a contact with GPL, but there's Wartzilla operation. I've been in Linden recently. The Linden Hospital Complex, they have been using my services in general training. I mean, of course, not medical training, but communication, supervisory level, report writing, team building, leadership. And so I'm very happy. I sent a message to the CEO today, Dr. Harrison, says, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. So yes, more and more companies are calling now. I've got answer a call in the SIPs waiting to do a follow-up work with them. I did some work with them a couple of years ago. And so very soon, hopefully before Christmas.
Very good. Because it is about time that we move and we increase the quality of service we offer.
Sure.
People are coming, they're expecting a certain standard. And many times they're going to move away from just mere posting on social media or bad review to actually taking lawsuits against people.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Marlon. Yeah.
So if you want to be at the head of your game and you want to stand out in business, create that atmosphere, create that environment when persons come, they truly enjoy your presence, enjoy what you have to offer, and they will definitely come again.
Right. And your staff wouldn't leave. We hear a lot of leaders say, when you train them, they're going to leave. If you train them and treat them right, they will stay. Unless they're going to migrate to live in the US or they're married and going to live in another part of the country. But 8 out of 10 times, your staff will stay. A lot of the issues with staff turnover has to do with leadership.
Because many times interacting with them and training the staff, they can tell you the manager need to be here.
Oh yeah, I know that for a fact, Marlon.
Those are the hints that are being thrown left, right, and center in the training. When you are coming again, so you include this department.
Yes.
And sometimes people think too that just the people that they're interacting with, the public needs customer service training. But those at the back need it too, because what you do affects the people in front. And one company I was interacting with, and they were saying, we're getting the blame for the people at the back, left, right, and center, because when we say one thing, if we say this meal is going to be ready within 10 minutes, 20 minutes pass, and they get to come back and tell the customer. Then the customer ain't going in the kitchen and deal with the people, they're dealing with them.
Right. But the kitchen's after, and you let it wait.
So that's actually what was going on, and the funny thing is now the staff have got a split personality, because the person back there let the wait and abuse you out, or you gotta come and be a hypocrite and smiling and say it's crazy. So the entire company needs to be able to understand how one process affects the other, and while it's important to build relationships, so team building relationship comes out there. Efficiency and all of these things work well. So when persons think about the overall growth for their company, they want to ask somebody who really understands how process management and change management, and how to move them from one position to another effectively.
Yeah, change management is also critical. I did that with them, our mutual, years ago. They had just done some changes with their MD, I think it was. A lot of times people think, oh, well, there's a new manager, it can be okay. He has experience. No, staff have not to get accustomed to his style. And it trickles down to his managers, and then trickles down to the junior staff. And so oftentimes, change management is too often neglected, but it's critical for company growth.
Lovely. So are there any closing thoughts you'd like to share with us as we prepare to wrap up?
Yeah, Marlon, look, life is beautiful. And it is indeed what we make it. And every interaction is a customer service experience. So I use both words here, right? Every interaction at home, in the minibus, in the car, while you're walking, exercising, you go to buy your breakfast, whatever it is. But I want to tell people, you need to treat people how you deserve to be treated. A lot of these people have issues and so on. Yeah, but if you were the person on the other side of the fence, on the other side of the counter, what would you expect? If it was your mother or your sister or someone you love on the other side of the counter, what would you expect? You would give them exceptional service, wouldn't you? Right? So you can do it, do it. But sometimes we are challenged based on how we grew up, the issues that we have the wrong attitude. So in order to change our attitude, we need help. You recognize that you need help, I'm going to come and help you to some extent. I'm going to hold your hand, but now you have to do your part, right? So we have to decide that we need help and then use the tools provided correctly, and we can make a difference.
Beautifully shared. And I want to also echo to compliment what you're saying. Anything that you're doing, whether you're performing the role of the cleaner, the clerk, the receptionist, whatever it is, do it to the best of your ability. Make it count. I remember sometimes traveling in a boat. There's this one boat captain who would greet passengers. Thank you for traveling to us and something. Enjoy your day. Remember to put your life jacket. And this is coming across reading up to George.
Wow.
So.
Awesome.
And he's the only one who would do those things. And I know some people would be saying in the boat, it's one tea. It's me feeling there.
Yeah.
Reaching to some, it is good.
It is,
And it's just a tone. And you would have a blessed morning or a blessed day. And every boat trip, he would interact with people. And I believe it is working well. So any job that you're doing, you can try to make it different. You can stand out. People will look forward to traveling with you. People will look forward to supporting you. And who knows, they can see you in one position and take you on and take your business or take you to the next level.
That's right.
Now, suppose the same guy with his boat, somebody's passing there and they take him to work on some big cruise ship or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. That's so true. Be your best self. I like that. Be your best self at all times.
Life too short for you to be playing second guessing and for you to doing things sloppy. Give it your all. You got to do it anyway. You're doing it anyway. So why not give it your all and make it count? And why fatigue people? That is another thing we need to also emphasize before we close. A lot of times, persons come and we hold grudge, and even when customers come to us and they express frustration, they argue. Why is it we're getting upset and we're attaching all of these feelings? Many times the customer is upset not because of you.
Right.
They don't even know you personally,
Exactly.
but they're upset with the service or some product or some part of what is offering. And many times we attach all of these feelings and emotions. It is what it is. Deal with it professionally and just move on.
Right. There's going to be customers are going to be there. You got to manage your emotions. You have to calm down. Don't tell them to calm down. You have to manage yourself because you're sharing the vibes. That's why smiles work well in the right time, and also helps you to calm down and to diffuse such scenarios. But you mustn't get vexed with them because you'll never win a fight with a customer. Also, you'll never win a fight.
And there's a popular saying, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
Correct. Yeah.
So if you were to say, Marlon, you're big, black, and ugly, why should Marlon get upset? It therefore means there are things that I'm not comfortable with, that I haven't worked out, that is causing me to get upset. And it further goes, who's pushing your buttons? Why are they pushing your buttons? And why do you have those buttons in the first place? See, if I know every time I move this from here to there, Rawle is going to get upset. I'm going to do it deliberately. I'm going to program him. The question is, why should you get upset? Why not just deal with it and move on? Instead of attaching all these feelings. Next day, you will stop talking to me, we're going to fight. And all kind of conflict coming, and then
it's a big challenge. A lot of people, some persons can handle it very easily. Others, and it's rooted in how they grew up. They find themselves behaving a certain way and they can't explain why. And that's where it comes into psychology and that kind of thing. But I believe everyone desires to be better. It's just a matter of recognizing it and using the tools to change.
Because if they manage it well, you and the customer fight on the road.
Exactly. Oh yeah, wait till I come outside.
Big bacchanal. I see many people going into organizations like them fast food restaurant and fighting with the staff. Man, look, it's terrible. But we need to fix it. So in order for us to be able to succeed, we must be able to improve or elevate the quality of services we offer. We were able to understand that customer service cannot be switched on and off. It is a lifestyle. We have to live what we preach and practice what we preach. And of course, we will get it. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we might catch excellence. And that's a quote from Vince Lombardi. And I want to encourage each and every one of you to use the opportunity. Anything that you're doing, try to be the best that you can be. Life is short. Don't be second guessing. Don't take a backseat. Be bold, be brave, be innovative, go beyond boundaries created by those who have gone before you. And make life count. I'd want to use the opportunity to shout out to several persons joining on our program. I'm seeing Beverly Goodman, Aaron Henry, Keelan Duke, Rhonda Spence, Tom, Arjun, we've missed you for some time, Renato Archer, Godwin, Shemaine, Beverly, Utra, and Ray Peterson. It is a pleasure to have you guys joining with us on Entrepreneurship in Focus. I'm going to ask Rawle Dundas one more time to just give us his contact number and maybe social media accounts so that persons can connect with you just before we leave.
Yeah, 600-0112. And I'm on Facebook, Professional Development Enterprise on Facebook. But once you come to me on 600, as I said, we're building out. So next year you can get all the necessary links. So it's now 600-0112. Have a great night.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure having you on
Thank you,
Entrepreneurship in
Marlon.
Focus. There you have it, live and direct coming from Mr. Rawle Dundas, customer service expert, and he can be able to assist you and your staff in growth, as well as if you're looking to have a more meaningful life, understand some of life's challenges, and be pointed in the right direction. He can help you overcome some of the obstacles by providing you with knowledge designed to help you grow. I am your host, Marlon Joseph, and I'm signing out. Also, we want to thank the technical team at the back, and with that, do take care.